Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to show you about how to add interactivity to your movie. So really, if you think about it, it's not going to be a movie anymore. It's more like an interactive game or a or a website, okay? But it's not going to be just a plain old movie that you watch anymore, okay? And you know, you don't have to do this. This is optional, and it's for if you're really comfortable with the program and you're looking to challenge yourself a little bit. So, gonna add some interactivity to my movie. Okay, I'm gonna give the person. We're gonna stop the movie, and give the person to give them the option to hit play, and it'll play the movie from that point on. As well, we're going to give a couple of choices. Okay, we got this skier here. We could give him the choice to make it down the hill successfully, or he's going to tumble down the hill. Now, I've already animated those two choices in my timeline here. Okay, what I've got is I've got my timeline here. You've got here he's coming down. So right here at the beginning, there's nothing going on in my timeline. He has been grayed out, okay? Just because I just took the animation, I just moved it over to the right to give me a little space at the beginning. Don't worry, I hope it all makes sense near the end. So he comes along here, nothing's happening, and then the guy appears, and then he comes down and he just goes off the screen and he makes it. Excellent. Choice number one. Then, if we just move a little bit down our timeline here, we've got another choice. We've got, he comes down here, he comes down, and then once he hits this keyframe, he starts tumbling, okay? Okay, so, and I do have the tumbling. If I click on here, we have him rotating 3 full times. If you're not sure about that, you've never seen that before, that's in an earlier tutorial. So check out the tutorials before about automatic rotating. So let's add some interactivity. First thing we got to do, well, let's add a button. Okay, we're going to just add, we need 3 buttons. We need a button to play the movie at the beginning. We want to, and then we want to give the person some choices. So the first button we need is at the very beginning. Let's add a layer. And we're going to call this layer buttons. We're going to put all our buttons on the same layer. So I'm just going to go buttons, and then I'm just going to click, and we're just going to draw it. Okay. Now this is the interesting part. This is some real interesting part about Flash. We're going to make a red button, so it's already there, and I'm going to just make it here, draw it there, and I'm going to click on it. Okay, so it's just an oval right now, but then you have the choice over here on the right hand side here to make button, and we're going to do that. We're going to make a button, and then there we go, and then what's interesting about that is that we've given a button that we can add commands to, except we're not done with the button yet. Okay, we want to make the button, we want to add some type to the button. We want to, and we want to have the button change color. So I can double click on this button, and I go into like this alternate like timeline type. You're like in editing mode for this button. And if I zoom in on the timelines here, we can see this here is actually the button where it's in the up stage. It's got a little, it says up right there. And this says over and down. So think of it like a website or a game where you're hovering your mouse over top. This is what the mouse is going to look like. And this is what it's going to look like when you click down on it. I'm not going to worry about the down. But right off the bat, let's add some type to, I'm just going to add it in another layer. Okay. And I'm going to just say play. So let's just make my, I want to click. Oh, maybe I guess I had to add a keyframe there. And play. All caps. I'm going to go into my, there we go, we're editing here, and we're still in the frame editor here. Not sure why it's not giving me the font choice right now. Let's go back to here, click on that. Okay, so it gave me the font choices. I'm just going to make my screen smaller so you can see that. All right, and so I've got my font choices now. And yeah, funny, it didn't work while I had the text tool, which is kind of the opposite of what you would think. Let's make it nice and bold. And we're just going to adjust the size of it, 24. Let's make it like 70. All right, and we're going to make it white. Okay. So now we're going to put that over top, and we've added that. Now, when we go click down on the, or we hover our mouse over, we're going to make that change color. Going to make the mouse change color. And so let's just change it to like yellow. Okay. And I'm not even going to worry about the down. I'm just going to make the down. And when you click down on it, oh, well, we'll change it just for the sake of changing it. I'm going to change that to, let's change it to black. Okay. Now, what I should probably do is copy and paste the play on it, but I'm just going to drag that over. So it doesn't matter which state it's in, you're still going to see the same play button, okay? So just a different way of doing it, okay? So now you see I'm in this editing mode. In order to get out of the editing mode, you can see here it's got clip, and I can just go back to my main project right here by clicking this button here. So now you can see that I've got, it's in my movie now, okay? Now, if I were to play my movie, you're going to see that the movie, let's go make our frame smaller again. You're going to see that my movie is, this play button only shows up for one frame. And, boop, yep, okay. If I were to make that longer, we would be able to see it longer. But what I want to do is I want to stop the movie at the beginning of the movie. Okay, so on the very first frame. So what I'm going to do now is I need to add a little bit of programming to it. It's called a script, and this is a personal thing. This is the way that I like to do it. I like to make a layer just for the scripts. I think it just makes it more organized that way. And so this is what I'm going to do. I like if I just put in a new layer here, and I'm going to call that layer scripts. I'm going to add a stop command to my movie. So in this keyframe right here, I'm just making a new keyframe, and I'm going to add a stop command. I'm just going to get rid of my face here, so that way, there we go. And now you can not worry about seeing me anymore. So, so I'm going to add a stop command here. So if I just click up here and under scripts, and it's just got default, like nothing is there. So don't click on add script. Click on edit default. Okay, it makes things life a lot easier. Click on there, and we're going to add a stop movie command to this. So that would be under timeline, because we're adjusting our timeline, and we got our main key commands right here. Click on stop. And it's going to do exactly that. It's going to stop the movie. So let's do that. Okay. So now if we play our movie, okay, now if we play, it's going to, our movie is stopped. It's not playing. In fact, it's frozen on the first frame, and we can see, hey, does this button work? Oh, yes, it does. And then if I click on that, oh yeah, you can see what happens when I click on it. Unfortunately, like nothing's happening when you click that button. So let's add some programming to that now. I'm going to click on the play button and go to the scripts, and we're going to add some script to that. Click on that. And so it automatically, because it's a button, it automatically adds like on a mouse click. If you click the mouse, go to the timeline again, and don't just do play, because I want it to go to the frame number 2 and just start playing. But play will just, it'll just go to the next frame. It won't play it for some reason. So I want to go to and play. So when you click on your mouse, the computer will it'll go to frame number 2. Let's change that to frame number 2. And it'll play it. So I just have to exit out. And let's see it work. I hit play. I'm hovering over it. And then I'm going to play my movie. Yay, it worked. That's so awesome. Okay. Oh, and then it just looped around to the beginning of the movie again. Works. Working great so far. Let's keep it going here. Okay. What I want to do now, we're going to take it that much further. We're going to add some choices. So in frame number 2, let's build a couple of choices. Whether or not that we want the skier to make it down the hill successfully, or we want the skier to tumble down the hill. I'm lazy. I like to do things the easy way. I don't want to add any more. I could go and I could make another button, and then I could go into here we go. Just click there. And I could ask the computer to make that into a button and then go in edit my button again. But because I'm so lazy and I don't like to do more work than I have to undo, I'm going to take this button and I'm going to copy and paste it. So I'm just going to copy. And then in this blank frame here, I'm going to paste it back down and then just change it. And then in fact, it's okay if it's in the same area here. I'm going to paste it down again. And so I'm going to change these choices, these buttons. One's going to say successful or something, or make it. So let's just say make it. So we're going to say make it. So I just double clicked on it to add to go into the editing mode, and we're going to say make it. Now, because I've done that and because I'm moving it, you can maybe understand why I didn't do that 3 times. So otherwise I would have to change and make it like 3 times. Let's just move that over and make that a bit smaller. Let's try 60. Make it 55. All right, so we got our make it button. Let's get out of here, go back to our project because we're in the clip. We got a project, there we go, make it. And then this one, we're going to double click on this to go into editing mode. And this one we're going to say, I'll go into my, usually it should, you would think it would work if I double click. Click there and we're going to say, what do you want to call that? Tumble or fall? Okay, fail. We want him to fail. That's what we want. Not you, just the skier. Okay, so now done editing that one. Now all these things have stop commands in them right now. So we got to get rid of those stop commands and add new commands to them. In fact, I think that it's going to be interesting, and I know this, so I'm just going to do it. I'm going to take this and I'm going to make those buttons appear throughout the whole movie. I'm just going to show you why after. I'm just trying to be a little clever here. So it doesn't matter what happens, you'll see those buttons throughout the whole movie. So let's just change the interactivity. I guess here's the make it area where he goes here. So probably we want this button to say, go to around here in my timeline, like frame number 6 or 7, and play this. All right, so let's do that. So we're going to go to make it, scripts, and instead of saying go to and play 2, we wanted to change it to 7. And this one, we wanted to jump to like frame like 41 and go play him tumbling. So let's just go to frame number 41. It's so much easier when you copy and paste. All right. Okay, so Now if I play it, it's going to work, but there's a problem. If I hit play, oh yeah, let's back it up to the beginning. Yeah, hit play. Okay, well, it's working great. I want to hit play, but these choices appear, but the movie is still playing. It plays throughout the entire movie and then loops down to at the very beginning and it stops there because that's where a stop command is. We have to tell the computer to stop more because what's happening, it's going playing along, playing along, playing along, playing along, and then, oh, it just keeps on playing along. So what we need to do is that when you click the make it, it'll go and play frame 7, and then it'll play frame 7, but then it'll hit here, and we need to tell it to stop. So we need to add another stop command. And with that said, we got to do that again here, because when we hit fail, we want it to go to the end here. And actually, we don't need to, because it's just going to loop around to the beginning of the movie and stop. So what we actually probably we need to have it go here and then just automatically go back to the beginning of the movie. But so I'm just going to add another blank frame, and so let's have another stop command. Okay, so we're just going to hit, in this one we're just going to hit another timeline and stop, or I could just tell it to go back to play frame 1, but for now, just for simplicity's sake, I'm just doing that. So now I think we're good. I think we've got it. Let's find out, because I don't need to put a stop command here because it's just going to loop around to the beginning of the movie and then stop there. I think that's fine. So if I click, oh, let's rewind. Let's rewind, put it there, hit play. All right. Oh, I made a mistake. It's going to go here, and then it's going to automatically play. I have to tell it to go to place 2 and stop here too. So let's add another keyframe there, and then add another stop command. I'm sorry about that. I hope that wasn't too confusing. I'll explain. Because what I had wrong is that it would go here, go to frame 2, and then play. But I want it to stop here to give you time in order to make your choices. So we needed to go here. Okay, now go here and now stop. Make your choices and then go. So let's try that again. Go play. And now we have click, and we have our choices. Yeah, okay, do you want him to make it? And it's kind of funny, you can see it in the timeline here. Make it? Yeah, he makes it. And then it went to here and it stopped. Okay, do you want him to fail? Yeah, okay. And with that said, you start over again. You can, because the buttons are throughout the whole thing, I can click them at any time. And you can see it in the timeline here. It'll go and I'm clicking, click, 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 fail, fail, click, fail, click, make it, fail, make it, fail, make it, fail. And it works perfect. Okay? So I hope that was a good lesson. All right? I think that's more advanced. When you go to export this, you would never be able to export it as a GIF because you would lose all your interactivity. You would need to export it as, you go to export, you would have to do it as like interactive and do it probably as an HTML. Okay, that's important. Okay, take care. Good luck.